राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, ओ जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा। त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर, गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। प्रेम से बोलो व्यास महाराज की जय।
Check 1 1. प्रेम से सुमापति महादेव की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, पावन सुत हनुमान की। On this beautiful night, my dear friends, we'd like to take this wonderful opportunity to welcome each and everyone once more on yet another beautiful night of prayer, devotion, as we dive into the golden pages of Bhaagwat Maha Puraan, Mahabharata, and worship the Lord Bhagwan Shri Govinda. On this divine night, without further ado, to once more Puja Pandit, we say namaskar to the members of the Celestial Gandharvas, to Bhaiji Roy, members of the beautiful Kirtan Mandali who sang earlier, and to all those who've traveled from far and near to be here. We say Swagatam and Namaskar. At this time, without further ado, let us all sit upright. Let us close our eyes so that we can begin invocation mantras as we invite the presence of the deities in our lives. We begin with Omkar. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दुर्गा रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः हे मां दुर्गा हे माँ 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 दुर्गा जयन्ते मंगला काले भद्रकाले कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्रे स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो देहि यशो देहि रूपं देहि जायं देहि यशो देहि यशो देहि ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहं न चक्रो अजेह्वे न चक्राननेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय. As we begin this night, we will begin with adorations to our Lord in that form of Pavanaputra once more. भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे. Whenever your name is called, Lord, wherever it is called, you will leave the universe and you will come to your bhakta, your devotee, and you will bring hope and strength and faith. And as we adorations today, we touch your feet. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varna Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalachan Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumira Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Arahu Kalesha Vikar. He's called Bajrangabali, Lord of Strength. And as we pray for strength on this beautiful night, strength to strive above all the negativities of the world, we chant again and again, Bajrangabali. Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki Jai! Bajrangabali, 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 Bajrangabali. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, केश प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रस, राम लखन सीता मन बस। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। जय श्री राम। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाई, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई। ससवदन सहस वदन तुम रोज सगावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सरकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद शारद सतहि सायं। कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कुबिद कहि सके कहाते। तुम पुकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, हम मिलाय राज पर दीना। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। Everybody, जय बजरंग बली। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस योजन पर भानु, लीलोताहि मधुर पल जान। प्रभु मुद्रिका मिल मुख माहि, वरदि लांघि गए अचर जनाई। दुर्गम का जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम द्वारे तुम रखवार, होत न ज्ञान बिनु पैसारे। सब सुकल है तुम्हारी शरणा, मृषक काहू को डरना। आपन ते समारो आपै, जिनहु लोक हांकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, ओ बजरंग बली। Glories to Mahavir Swami. नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मर्दम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, इनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन पल पावै। चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, सबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। All glories to the Lord Pavana Putra. Holy! भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाए, जहाँ जन्म हरि हक कहाए। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरय हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव खिलाय। तुझ तबार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा, हुए सिद्धि साकी गौरीसा। प्रसीदा सदा हरि तेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महाधीर। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली, बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजहरण मंगल मूर्ति रो। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभू। पवन सुत हनुमान की, बजरंग बली की। One more time, बजरंग बली की। So just like last night, as you're about to begin this night, everybody who's squeezing up in the back, come in front. All those who are still coming in, there are many people still coming in, and the night is now still young. Everybody, to those who are at the back, you can come to the front. Devotees at the front, you can come forward a little bit. Sometimes I have a habit when I get excited in Katha, I just start to throw money right here. So the closer you're going to get a little something. As we begin this beautiful night once more, friends, we're about to dive in the golden pages of Bhagavatam as well as Mahabharata. We're about to speak of a conversation that takes place between Yudhishthir and the Divine Lord of the Universe. And as the conversation is about to take place, it begins with a very heated situation. The Katha begins with a king who lives and has come from a very beautiful and a royal family. And he's fond as a Kshatriya, he's fond of hunting. Being a person who is fond of hunting, he will go into the forest at any time, at any point in his daily schedule, and he will try hunting because he loves hunting. Is there something that you love? Many people in the Yajna, I know many people love fishing, many people like to go out into the waters, many people like hunting, many people like many things. Every one of us have a trait or a trick that we love the most. We have something that we would love to do, or something that we are accustomed doing, and we love it dearly. Today a king, he loves hunting, and he goes into the forest. He leaves his entire kingdom, and he goes into the forest and is about to go hunting. Our Katha begins with this. But in doing so, Lord Shiva, Parvati Mata, they sit in Kailash Parvat, and they're looking down at the kahani as it is taking place. While we are seated here tonight, Bhagwan is seated above. Prabhu Shankar is in Kailash Parvat. Devi Mata Parvati sits there. Prabhu Vishnu is lying down on his wonderful Shneshag Ananta, and he's on this beautiful Milky Way, as we say. And he's looking down at all of us. The Devatas can see everything that we are doing. They can perceive our thoughts, our life, our mind, our consciousness. And while we are here, they know every move and every movement that we will do and everything that we're about to do. As we begin our message, we will join in a chant as Devi Mata sits above on this auspicious day, and then we dive into our golden pages. To those who know it, you sing along with me and receive your darshan. Om Narayani Om Narayani Om Narayani Om Narayani Om Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। और ठीक है मतलब बोलिए सबको प्यारी जय जगदम्बे, सबको कहिए जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। एक बार बोलिए जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। One voice. जय जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। One voice बोलो जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। Very hands tonight. जय जग माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। नारायणी ओम 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 नारायणी ओम। जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा, जय जगदम्बे माँ दुर्गा। Glories to अम्बा मैया। जय जय माँ, जय माँ, 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 जय जय माँ, जय माँ। निर्मल मन कर दे, प्रेम अटूला कर दे, निर्मल मन कर दे, प्रेम अटूला कर दे। सबके सपना पूरा ऐसा हमको वर दे। जय जय माँ, 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 जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय जय माँ, Dharma. Come on. On this beautiful night, my friends, while Parvati Mata sits above and Prabhu Shankar looks down on the earth, they will look at this most beautiful episode that is about to take place. There are the difference in the caste system. And a Kshatriya, he goes into the forested path and he's about to go hunting. And while he's going hunting, he takes one of his arrows from his quiver and he mounts it onto the bow. And he's walking and he's trying to see as best as he could to find an animal, because he wants to capture something. And if he does, he will feel nice. As a hunter, he has achieved something. He has accomplished something. Today, Bhaktas, as we dive into our scriptures, we sing. Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga, Jaya Jagadambe, Ma Durga. Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Narayani Om, 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 Narayani Om. Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Jaya Jagadambe Ma Durga, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Everybody, Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Look at the beautiful form of Devi Adi Shakti Durga Maya. Jai Jagadambe Ma Durga. Om Narayani Om, Narayani Om. Om Narayani Om, Narayani Om. Bolo Jaya Jagat Jai. With all the devotees here, I'm sure we could do better than that. Umapati Mahadeva ki boliye Jaya Jagadambe, Jai Jagadambe. On this beautiful night, a hunter, it is said, as a king, he enters the forest and he's going hunting. There are the four castes of people in the world. There's a question that comes very so often. A question that comes to me many a times when I go to Yajna. I've ever heard people say, but how come Lord Ram went into the forest to live? Where he was eaten? I've ever heard people come and say, but Raja Dashrath, he had gone into the forest and he went to shoot a deer. If Raja Dashrath would shoot a deer, what did the Lord really eat? What were they eating? So I want to clarify something. There are the four caste system: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras. The Brahmanas, just as a recap, the Brahmanas are the ones who were to pray for the people of the world, and in order to pray and in order to do worship, they had to fast. Every Pandit, every Brahmana must be that individual who doesn't eat meat. They must abstain from meat, alcohol, intoxication. They must fast to an extent. Sometimes they will fast without eating anything at all. Their life will become a yajna and a sacrifice for Bhagwan and for the people of the world. A Brahmana lives by discipline, a right character and a right way of life. It is about a way of life and not just by word, Pandit, Purohit, Sadhu, Swami. It is a character and a disciplined way of living. The Kshatriyas were the ones who were supposed to protect the Brahmanas and make sure that they would have whatever it takes to pray so everybody will be prayed for. In order to do that, they had to be strong. In order to be strong and warlike and to build their body, the Kshatriyas were the clans who would eat meat and they will stand up to fight because their body must be built in a certain way. The Vaishyas, they were the ones who will grow the produce and they will then support the livestock so that the Kshatriyas will become strong in order to protect the Brahmanas. The Vaish would be the ones who will be running along to make sure everybody's okay. They will make sure the animals have water. They will make sure that the crops are growing well. They will make sure the Kshatriyas, they have their armor and everything is done. And they will ensure that the Brahmanas have all the produce in order to perform their Havan Puja. Everything has a chain reaction to it. When people ask the question about Raja Dasharath was of which caste? Kshatriya. He was a Kshatriya. He was Raghukula Riti Sada Chalyaye Prana Jaivaru Vachanu Najai. From the Raghukul dynasty as a Kshatriya. He was a warlike. As a king, he had to see about the people of the world. Bhagwan Shri Ramachandra was born into that of a Kshatriya. Who was Bhagwan Shri Krishna in the caste system? Was Lord Krishna Brahmana? We worship Lord Rama's Prabhu. He is the Lord because he showed the world how to fight and to be strong. But he was Kshatriya. He had to be strong to fight the world. Bhagwan Shri Krishna, was he Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra? The price going up now. Who's sitting in front of me now? You better come up here, boy. Bhagwan Shri Krishna was what? A Vaishya. Because he would take the cows for farming. He will ensure the cows were well. He will go with his father, Nanda Maharaj, into the lands and he will make sure that the crops grow well. He was a Kshatriya, the third caste. But he is Bhagwan Govinda. We live in a society today where people brand who is Brahmana, who is not Brahmana. People brand the holy people. People put a staple on them and people brand them and they criticize and they condemn in many ways. Bhagwan Shri Ram was known to be Kshatriya. He wasn't Brahmana as God. Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, Lord Krishna took an incarnation. He was of the third caste and he was Vaishya to show the world how to step up the chain of the universe. And today, Bhaktas, one of the greatest devotees of the universe, she was none other than Shabari Maya. She was of which caste? The last caste, the Shudra. And you know what? Bhagwan Shri Ram went to her and said, today I pass all the Brahmanas on the streets. I pass all the Kshatriyas. I pass all the Vaishya. And in turn, I came by you, Maya. He says, Jat, Pat, Kul or Dharma Barai. Bal, Buddhi, Kutum, Buddhi se Mata. He said, Maya, I've passed everybody because as Bhagwan of the universe, I will not segregate anybody. Jat, Pat, Kul or Dharma Barai. I will not analyze you by your dharma. I will not analyze you by your creed, your caste, whatever system you are in the world. But I will categorize you by your heart and who you are in this world. Bhagwan will only look at you from the love that you put out. Like we say, what you give is exactly what you will get back. You cannot give little and expect plenty. You cannot give barely anything. Do you know how powerful it is as an experience? I'll tell you. Sometimes people haven't done prayers in years. I've gone to homes where people say, no, Panditji, because of probably finance or maybe health or somebody in the house, maybe I couldn't do a puja for 5 or 7 years or something like that. And you know something? Just to take a moment in your life to put your hands together with a flower and say Om Namah Shivaya can create a miracle for you. When you chant it out aloud in your home, the vibrations of mantras multiply, and with the ripple effect, it creates so many positive energies around you that a home is uplifted and good things happen. If you haven't done a Havan Puja in your home in a long time, sit down by yourself. Maybe you don't need the Pandit. Sit down and just chant probably Gayatri Mantra 21 times and offer samagri. Just do something with the vibrations of chanting, with the vibrations of the energy in the atmosphere, with the blessings of the Havan smoke. We spoke a little bit about the Agni last night, how it was powerful for every sanskar and every ritual. When we put samagri into the Havan, it is said the samagri burns, and the reason why Hinduism we have samagri with different things put together. We have the gugul, we have the clove, we have all these things. When COVID came, at that time, everybody made tea, they put clove in it, they put tulsi in it, they put hardi, they put dye. Everybody put all these ingredients, and all these ingredients are used in puja, that's all. When you do Havan Puja, and you burn the clove, and you burn the black till, and you burn now the samagri and the different wood and so on, through the air that comes out of that samagri that is burnt, when it goes into the atmosphere, Hinduism and Vedic culture has been designed in such a way that the remnants of these ingredients being burnt in the atmosphere, it acts as something that destroys the impurities and the bacteria of the air. That is why the older people always say, when you smoke, when you light the Havan and you smoke it out, make sure the whole house smoke out. Because they knew it had some essence to it. It is not that you just want to smoke out the place, but as far as the smoke travels. But be careful, because too much of nothing is good. So don't smoke out yourself and you start to cough and your sinus start to run and say, Pandit says, smoke out the house. Allow it to pass through the home, but be logical in your thinking at the same time. It is what will cleanse your home and entire atmosphere. Today in our scripture, listen, in the caste system, a king, he goes to hunt. And while he's in the forest hunting, he tries to listen. Raja Dashrath made a mistake. He listened with the air. He was so good. He listened with the air. He mounted his arrow onto the bow and he listened. And just by the listening of the air, with the air, he released because he heard as though an animal was drinking water. And do you all know the episode of that katha? How many people know that katha? Let me see the hands. So what happened then? He shot Shravan Kumar. Not so? Very good. I'm happy that you all can follow along. But it is said Raja Dashrath shot Shravan Kumar out of shooting blindly from the air. Today, the king walks in the forest and he wouldn't shoot blindly, but he's looking for a creature and he's walking everywhere, waiting to aim and waiting to release his arrow. When suddenly now, he sees a deer hopping by. The deer is jumping by. And when he sees the deer, he says, oh, this is my catch now. And he aims. And when he aims, he releases the arrow. And the arrow hits at the back leg of the deer. And he starts to limp. But while he's limping, he continues to run. Because he wants to get away. He knows there's danger and he feels threatened. While he tries to run, immediately he pulls another. And he aims again. And he tries to aim at the side of the deer. And he shoots another. And it hits exactly on the side of the deer. He's a hunter. And while the deer is trying to run, blood is oozing and falling everywhere. And he aims for the head now. He's ready to destroy this deer. But as he were to aim for the head and he's about to release the arrow, he tripped and he stumbled on a little stone. And he grazed from the head, but he then hit at the neck of this deer. And by the time he pulled another arrow to destroy the deer starts to run. He's bleeding. There's blood everywhere. But even though there's blood, the king has gone in search of something. He has gone to hunt and he can't find his deer. He goes deeper into the forest and this poor little deer, he's trying to hide and run for his life. Have you ever experienced what it is or what it takes to run for your life in this world? To run from people? To run from situations? Sometimes things happen in your life and you don't want nobody to see you, so you say, you know what, I stay home whole day. Sometimes you try to avoid a situation and people calling you and you just don't want to answer the phone because you don't know what to say or what next. You try to run, you try to hide from the world. But can you run? Can you hide? No. Stand up to the situations of life and face it directly in front. Today, while the deer tries to hide, listen, Bhaktas. Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala. 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 Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Kya baat? Everybody bolo. While we sit here tonight, don't just be there. Use the hands that God has blessed you with. Forget the world, forget the people around you. I'm enjoying myself, you enjoy yours too. Bolo. Sahato kamada drida man raja nahi dhyasa tamanrit para punara narati bala jeva mahara ati bala parata saubhandhara. Radhe The king, he pulls another arrow and he waits. But the deer is hiding. And while the deer tries to hide, he cannot hide forever. The king is right behind him and he's looking and he's waiting now and he's about to shoot another one. And the deer, realizing that he will be shot, he tries to leap away. He runs deep into the forest and he's bleeding, he's hurt, he's in pain, but he runs. He forces himself to get away from death. He tries to run away from the final moments of his life. Can you run away from that? Can you run away from the last moment that will come one day? Not even I can do it. With all the prayer in the world, you will never be able to run away from that moment when it comes. The deer just goes deeper and deeper. And while he's running, as a king, he's accustomed to hunting, but he's not as fit. He runs to a point and he starts to gasp for air. And he takes up the arrow and he aims again. And he's waiting and he spots the deer in a distance. But before he can release, the deer is gone. He tries to follow the traces of blood trail everywhere, but he couldn't find it. And deeper into the forest he goes in search of this deer. All together. Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala, Hara Hara Govinda, Hare Gopala. Chant the name of Prabhu even in your last moment. Can you run from that? No, you cannot. Nobody can run from that. When the God of that is ready for you, He will take you no matter where you are, no matter where you have to be, no matter where your final destination is supposed to be. Have you remembered this story about the king? One day when the king was sitting on his throne, he had the security in his security booth at the bottom of the hill. And the God of that was passing by. And while he was passing, the security guard, he saw the God of that and he says, "Are Yamraji, what are you doing here?" He says, "Security, I want you to tell the king that I'm about to go pick up somebody down the road because somebody going to die just now. I'm going to pick up somebody down the road and by the time I'm coming back, it's time for the king to die too. Tell him prepare himself." And the security guard said, okay, no problem. God of that went. He ran up the hill. When he ran up, he went to the king and he said, "Raja, I want to tell you something. The God of that just passed. And he said he have to go pick up somebody and he's coming back for you." The king started to panic now and he says, "Oh, what will I do?" You know what? Here's what. Security, listen. Today I'm going to give you a promotion. I'm going to turn you into the king. So he took out his crown and he gave it to the security guard. And he decided to disguise himself and he went down to the booth. And he says, when the God of that comes, he will pick him up there. And I will be saved and I'll be free. When time had come, the God of that was coming now. And when the God of that reached by the booth, before he could say anything, the God of that says, "Here's what. Today I was supposed to go for the king, but I'm running late on schedule, so you will have to do for now. When your time is called, nobody could stop it." The king still had to go. Can you ever run away from that? We can never run from the world. We can never hide from God. We can never run from anything. Be honest to yourself. Be honest as an individual. Live a good life. Live a good life that when people see you, they point a finger to say, "That's a good person." Not to point a finger to say, "See he, don't talk to he." Live a good life that people will look up at you and not look down. Live a disciplined life. Live a life of character. Young boys and young girls of today's world, character should be everything that you're about. Character should be the clothing that you wear. Just like we dress up nice and we come out to the yagya, your character should be the ornaments that decorate your soul and your atma. Your character with discipline should be everything that you're about. Ragu kulariti sadachaliyai. Your voice, your avas, your words should mean everything in the world. Today the king is running after the deer. He is from the caste system and from the caste of a kshatriya, and he shoots at the deer and the deer is bleeding and running away. And while the deer is running for his life, very soon, he couldn't see the deer anymore. The deer has gone too far. And while he's too far, Raja, he goes in the depths of the forest. And looking for the deer, we can't find him. But he walks into a gateway made of wood. And when he enters, he sees a beautiful ashram. And he goes into the ashram. And when he goes there, he sees Pandits and Swamis and Sadhus sitting in a circle. And they're doing Havan Puja. Om Agnay Namah Swaha. Om Prajapatay Namah Swaha. Om Indraya Namah Swaha. Om Varundevataye Namah Swaha. And they're doing Havan Puja. And he walks in. He has his bow, he has his arrows, and he's standing there. And he has his crown, and he's decked with his gold, and he walks in. And as soon as he walks in, the entire area, a few of the caretakers, a few of the swamis and the brahmacharis who were there, they saw somebody walking in the ashram. And what does he have? Bow, arrow. This doesn't look like a brahmana. This doesn't look like a guru. Your appearance tells a lot about you. Do you know that? Your appearance tells about your ambition. The way you dress, the way you speak to people. I was telling devotees in Guyana recently, the way you eat tells a lot about you. If you go to Bharadesh and you're about to eat with food, and when you go to eat now, you see they give you chapati and so on, and you're ready to break that chapati and you hold it with your two hands and you do like this. The minute you do it like this, everybody around you gonna get up and go one side. That's how it is. They will say, look at he now, boy. He eat like an animal. And all you're doing is breaking a roti like this. Because according to their etiquette, one hand is used to eat. The right hand is used to eat and not the left hand, because according to their traditions, the left hand is used for many other things. But the right hand is used for food, purpose of food. If you're a left-hander, it may be different. But to those who are the right-handers, when you use your right hand, it creates a different energy into the food. When you use the right hand and you eat, they always say it is unsanitary when you use the hand to eat. Not so? But the older people say when you use your hands to pick up that food, it is. Yeah, that's true, Uncle Roy. It tastes better. But why? According to Devi Bhagavatam, it is said there are devatas in each of the hands, each part of the body. On the hands, at the tip of the fingers, Mother Lakshmi resides. Because Mother Lakshmi resides, when you take food and you hold it with your fingers like this and you pick it up and you... Let me ask you, what is Sane? Sane is this? Oh, let me beat a tambourine inside it, boy. Sane is this. What is Kache? Yeah, Kache is? Yeah. What's Bore? Yeah, the real no why? Who want to come in front and demonstrate? All the people in front don't know, you know, but the people in the back. When you sane and then you bore son, you make a little lump right there, and you eat, and then you catch and you pull everything down. The fingers, they bring blessings into your life. When you just eat with a spoon or you just put it in your mouth, you're feeding the body. But when you use your fingers and you actually take that food to feed it, automatically, just because Devi resides at the tip of every finger, you're receiving blessings for the inner being and the soul in itself. You're feeding the spark of your soul and not just your body. That's why Indian people use their hands when they're eating. When you have dal and rice and bhaji, you gonna use a spoon? Well, excuse me. Today, my friends, the king enters and the appearance says something. When people dress halfway, you look at them and you say, don't sit down by Hina, look how we looking. When you dress nice and decent, people say, I wish I could sit down by Hina. Your appearance tells a lot about you. Your appearance tells an ambition about you. How you keep yourself. Some people say, I like to dress. Some people say, no, he's showing off. That's why he like to dress. It's who you are. It takes everything from inside. Who you are on the inside will be shown and reflected on the outside. If you are messed up because your life is confused and you have so many things going on in your life, it will show outside. That day, if you're frustrated and you had an argument, are you going to dress your best? No. When you're in an argument and you're ready to leave home, your mind is confused. You say, no, I just put on anything, I just frustrated. You put on anything because you have the mindset of being uneasy and you dress just like that. Take a moment to reflect on who you are, because discipline is the key of the world. Discipline is not for people to see. It creates a discipline, or it creates a nature, a swabhav, an inner nature in yourself for who you are. And it makes you a respectable person, not for people, but for yourself. Because if you can't respect you, you will never respect the people around you. Today, Bhaktas, when the king enters, it is that all these swamis stopped their Havan Puja. And they looked at the king and they said, wow, look at king come. Everybody decided to get up and they ran up to the king now. It's been years, somebody even passed here in the forest, deep in the forest here. A Raja has come and they stood by him and they're looking now. Look at the bow. Look at his crown made of gold. Raja, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. This is an ashram where people who have detached from the world, we stay here. Swamis come here to detach. When you want to detach, you give up many things in the world. And today, we are detached personalities. We must learn to let go, friends. Many people in today's world, we are holding on to too much of baggage, too much of problems, too much of things that people are talking about. We need to learn to let go. We need to learn to let go of grudges. We need to let go of the things that are affecting our mind. Because in life, you might pray every single day, but if you had something bad about somebody, that will hold you back from going to God. Mentally let go. You might say, you know what, I forget about what they did, I just don't like them. I don't want nothing to do with them because, you know what, I know something went on. But if you cannot let go, you're holding on, you're grounding yourself to the world. There are many people in the world who live with excuses because they can't let go. There are many people living in today's society and they're living on excuses. Well, you know what, no, I just didn't really want to go in. But you know in your mind, you know what, I don't like it. We're holding on to excuses to make up for the things of the world. But in life it says, unless you don't have that valid reason, start letting go of problems. Start letting go of grudges. Start letting go of animosity. Start letting go of the emotional crisis that you're going through. Start letting go of the things that people do to you and to hurt you. It says if you can't sit and look at everybody and just think positively, then something is wrong here. The world could do you the worst thing. Be a person that when people do you something, you could just look back and say, well, I'm sure they had a good reason why. Maybe I just can't find it right now. But take that perspective to life. Don't let people pull you down. The king is standing there, and even though he has weapons, all the Brahmanas look at him and they say, wow, today we are lucky that you've come in our place. And he looks at all of them with their chandan and all their pagri and everything. And he says, what are you all doing here? They say, Raja, this is an ashram. And as an ashram, we pray here. He says, you pray? You do Havan Puja and you pray? What is the progress in your prayer? Have you received what you want to get? Let me ask you tonight. Everybody come to the yagya to pray. Everybody at some point wakes up and light a diya or offers a flower and says a prayer. Have you seen progress? Yeah? Because I know many people come to me and say, Pandit, I pray in every day and it's more trouble. The more I pray, the more problems come. Are you seeing progress? If you're seeing progress, you're on the right path. And if you're not seeing progress, it's time to let go. You may be holding on or harboring something that's holding you back. If things are not working out for you, it doesn't mean God did something bad in your life. You need to buck up. You need to step up. You need to do something more. You need to pray a little harder. You need to do something that will elevate your spirituality and your spiritual consciousness, because we are falling behind in the world and in many things that will take us out of the universe. Today, Bhaktas, when you worship the Lord with full faith and with devotion, it takes something out of you to get out of that. The king looks at all the swamis and the sadhus and he says, are you seeing progress? And they looked at him and they said, yes, we are. Because while we're here today, we have everything that we want. But you, Raja, have you seen progress in your life? And he stopped and he says, well, nothing good. Nothing good. They're seeing a gold crown. They're seeing wealth. Raja, haven't you seen anything good in your life? No. You know how many people do not see the good things that are happening to you, but you see the bad things? You know how many people cannot acknowledge the nice things that are taking place? Everybody had food today. Everybody had something to eat. Everybody had a piece of clothing to wear. Everybody had probably somebody to laugh with at some point. There are some people who have totally nothing. Have you ever stopped to accomplish or to see that you've accomplished a lot? Have you ever stopped to acknowledge that you are blessed? rather than complain about what you don't have? Listen. Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Umapati Mahadeva ki. Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Govindam, Govindam, Govindam Shri Ramam. Govindam, Govindam, Govindam Shri Ramam. Ramam, Ramam Raghupati, Ramam, Ramam Raghupati, Ramam, Ramam Raghupati, Ramam, Ramam Raghupati. Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Yama Hari. It is said, my dear bhaktas, when the king stood there, he started complaining. You know what? I feel down. I feel depressed. I feel as though nothing is working in my life. You know why? Because I came to hunt and I have tried and I shot at a deer, but the deer ran away. And I came for the sport, and with all the excitement and all the enthusiasm, I've come into the forest. And now the deer ran away. I shoot at it, but the deer has run away. So I don't know what to do next. And being lost and confused, he stood there and he says, I don't know what to do next. Gurudev, to all the Swamis who are here, can you give me a sign of hope? Can you tell me something that will uplift me, because I don't know how else to feel? And they look at him and they said, Raja, do you know something? No matter where you are in this world, or no matter where you would have gone, even if it means that the deer had the whole situation planned out, today you left your palace, you ran after a Kritya, you never got it, but you ended up in an ashram. I don't know, but I'm sure there are some people who didn't plan that they were going to be here tonight, while many people planned. I'm sure many people last night, they came to me and said, you know what, Pandit, I don't think, I have a schedule, and my work doesn't permit. But, it was nice, thank you so much, and I still see you here tonight. God has a plan. Prabhu knows when and why and how and for what reason. The Lord knows why things happen in our lives. When will you stop to just have faith and understand that everything by His grace? Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Krishnam Vishnam Sridharam Madhavam Madhusudanam. Madhavam Madhusudanam. Madhavam Madhusudanam. Madhavam Madhusudanam. Madhavam Madhusudanam. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopal Kumaraya Govindaya Namo. Shri Gajananda Swami ki, Shri Bhakti Bihari Lal ki. When will we stop to be happy of as to the personality that we are and have and our accomplishments? Like the nice common example you always say, if somebody come with a nice clean white t-shirt and they walk in inside the yagya, somebody will always come up and be like, hey, look at, have a little dot there. Come on, help you. You have a little dot. They wouldn't say, hey, you look really nice and white. They will spot the little dot. There are people walking around in the world waiting to spot your dot. There are people walking around in the world waiting to find a fault from you, a fault about you, a problem about you. And if not, they're waiting to create a problem to destroy you. Be careful. The king stands there and he says, Swami, I'm so depressed. I've lost all my hope because I got up early. I ate something. I strengthened myself. I came in the forest. I found an animal. Now he's gone. I lose hope. I'm depressed. Do you know people who wake up in the morning and maybe they have 5 things that they want to get done, but after they finish 2 and they realize the day run out, their life messed up. I'm supposed to do that. You won't believe how frustrated that's supposed to be done. And they mess up their whole mind and their life. It isn't the end of the world. The king stood there and the Swami says, but you're so worried? Just remember this. When you think that nothing works for you and you have a problem, there's always somebody else who have more than you. The king says, listen to me. You don't know how frustrated I am. And then from the midst where the Havan was, it is said one Swami got up from there. And he was very thin and tall. He got up from where he was. And while he was walking now as a head Swami, all the other Swamis, they put their hands like this and they took a back seat. They just decided to move. And he walked up to the king and he says, Raja, I will tell you. Don't you appreciate what you have? Tonight, I want everybody to take a second. There are people in the world who don't have food. There are people in the world, you go India and see for yourself. There are children who will come and pull you by your pants and pull you by your clothing and beg you, Bhaiya, give me something now. And you will give them one little piece of something and they will eat it right there and then. And they will call all their friends and share it with them with the littlest thing that you give them. And then they will look at their brothers and say, well, I don't know. When we're hungry later, I don't know where we will get to eat now. There are people who don't have food to eat. There are people who don't have clothing. You go and you see people, children, little ones, they will have one piece of clothes and every day for probably months, that's what they wear until they pick up something by the road again and they wear it. Now, aren't you lucky to have food? Aren't you lucky to have clothes? A yajna is to allow each and everyone to have a spiritual awakening from the inside. Awaken your minds and see the bigger picture. Prabhu, I'm alive. Prabhu, I have clothes. I have enough. Prabhu, I have food to eat. I have enough that I throw away. Prabhu, I have many things. I have a job and I have money coming. Yes, I want a promotion because I want more, but I'm contented. Are you contented in your life? At the end of it, what will you remain with? मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। What do you have? Nothing. What did you come with? Nothing. You have a house. Some people paying loan for it. It's not even yours. You're in an apartment. It's still not even yours. You're paying for it. You have a car. Maybe you have a loan for it. What is really yours? Well, Panditji, I have my son. One day when I get big and married and leave you too. Adi Shankaracharya says, Kate kantaha kashte putraha yah samsar. Nothing will stay with you. मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, even the आवाज will go. मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। But you know what you have tonight? Tonight you have your hands. Use it before you lose it. Oh! रात के बार होगा सवेरा, देखना है अगर दिन सुनहरा। के बार होगा सवेरा, देखना है अगर दिन सुनहरा, पापूलों पे रखने से पहले, पापूलों पे रखने से पहले उसको कांटों पे चलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। ये जवानी है पल भर का सपना, ढूंढ ले अब ठिकाना तू अपना। ये जवानी है पल भर का सपना, ढूंढ ले अब ठिकाना तो अपना। ये जवानी अगर दल गए तो, ये जवानी अगर दल गए तो उम्र भर हाथ मिलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। हरी मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, मौत जब तुझको आवाज देगी, घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। जिंदगी एक किराए का घर है, एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा। एक ना एक दिन बदलना पड़ेगा, एक ना एक दिन बदलना। श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। The king stands there and he says to all of them, nobody understands what I'm going through. And his Swami says, stop and try to identify the gifts that God has given to you. You are lucky. You have wealth. You have gold. Today, you have come in an ashram. That is not by luck and chance. You enter an ashram because Bhagwan wanted you there, because you deserved through your karma to be there. Tonight, we all deserved to be here. Not for me. Bhagwan allowed you to come to holy grounds because you deserve to be here. Bhagwan allowed you and He made things possible for you to come here because there's a blessing that will be imparted to you. Not from me, from the deities. They will impart that blessing to change something, to awaken something, to do something good in your life. And the little effort that you made, Bhagwan says, I will take you now. There are many people who drove from very far just to come. It didn't happen by guess. Today, Bhaktas, while the king complains, the Guru stands up, thin and tall, and he says, listen to me. While you think that you've lost a deer and you didn't get your catch, he says, I want to tell you a little story now. He says, long ago, when I was now becoming Swami, I had traveled everywhere to find a suitable Guru. When one day I found a personality that was divine, he taught me how to live with a proper mentality and how to now segregate my negative thoughts from my positive ones. Because you'll go in a world, and we live in a world where there are many people running everywhere, as we say, helter-skelter. And there are many people waiting to destroy us. For example, a Swami took an experiment for himself. He took 50 students that he had in his classroom. 25 of them, he gave them balloons, nice big blown balloons. And the other 25, he gave them pins. He told all of them, go in your room now. Do what you must. What will they do? What will you do? What will you do? Yeah, it's the automatic thing from the mind to do, right? You know what he said? When you walked in the room, all the balloons were popped. He says, what did you all do? Well, you gave us balloons and you gave us a pin. Did you take a second to look above? Because they had thread hanging from above and it was to pin the balloons on top. But you know what? We live in a world where people walk aimlessly and they're walking with pins. And when they see you strive, and when they see you nice, and when they see you rising, they're just waiting to pop you. There are people in the world walking around aimlessly and they're just looking at your life. And when people look successful for them, I should pop them. I don't want them to rise. There are many of our close friends, our relatives, our loved ones, the people around us that we associate with. They laugh with us, but they're waiting to pop it. Be careful, friends. Today the king is getting the advice of the guru. Guru says, listen, be careful of the people in the world. Start living with simplicity and not with many other things in the world. Being a simple, contented person. How many people tonight would say that you are contented? You're contented? Keep up behind like this. Are you tired or what? So if your boss says tonight, here's what? As a contented person, you know what? I want to release you from your job. You still contented? Yeah? Rather you do say, yeah, you have more money. Right? Why? Many people say we are contented until we lose something and we say, no, I need to get more because I got to run out now. Many people, we are contented because right now we may have, but are you really contented now? Forget the material things. Are you contented here? Yeah, very good. To those who are contented, keep it going. Give yourself a nice round of applause for that. Being a content person is one of the goals to achieve in this world. Yes, everybody needs money. Yes, everybody needs a job. Yes, you need to pursue your dreams, accomplish many things. But be a person with the mentality that even if it doesn't go out through like I want it to go, I am happy still. I am happy with myself. I am happy with who I am. Are you happy with the way you are? Are you happy with your life? Some of them wife, what's your husband so? Well, yeah. Are you happy with who you are? Live without regrets. If you had to change anything in your life, what would you change? Don't watch your husband and think, you know. Huh? Live without regrets. Live your life because nobody will live it for you. Live your life and do the best. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai says, in order to achieve contentment, simplicity is the key. Simplicity from the mind. Simplicity doesn't mean the way you dress and you give up all your fancy clothes and you dress normal and simple. It starts from your mind. Simplicity means having every single thing in your life, but not being attached to anything that you have, so that even if you lose it, it didn't bother me. Some people, if they lose a shoe, Jai Narayan, that was my favorite shoe. I have a nice question for you. You all are content. All the young people are content. If somebody take away a phone from you for 1 month, Narish, you're not content. Narish, good there, we got to do Shrad for him. How contented are you? The tall Brahmana comes up and he says, I'll tell you something. While I was searching for my guru taught me a conduct in life. And he started teaching me how to fast a proper way. I started by fasting 1 day for the week to start tuning my mind. Fast has been designed in many ways to heal your body, to help you, and to also tune your mind to achieve the greatest things in the world. When you fast, it is not just because the pundits are telling you abstain from meat and don't eat this and don't drink that. It helps your body, it heals your body, it allows the body to rejuvenate itself, to recover from illness and sickness. It tones the mind into the direction of God. Baba Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai said, every single week, at least once a week, you should fast. You all fast? I grew up learning every Thursday, you have to fast. Me and Adesh was talking about this recently, 2-3 days ago. Even if you forget to fast, when you used to go to school and you were small, to all those from Trinidad here, when you were small and you're going to school and you forget the day for fasting, when box lunch come, on a Thursday you used to get chana, pumpkin, bus up shot, and then you say, yeah boy, today they do prayers. So Thursday is our fasting day. Automatically you know it. Many people grow to learn to know that because Thursday is Guruvar, you fast on a Thursday. Find out from your Guru what is your day and fast on that day. That is important. It is said fasting on your appropriate day allows your Ishtadevta to stand with you and to guide you. Everybody have that particular deity that will stand with you and guide you. Find out who's your Ishtadevta and your presiding deity. At least once a week fast. Baba says, take a moment and stop the worrying of the world. It will only bring you down to zero. We mentioned briefly last night worrying. It says worrying is like sitting on a rocking chair. You're going back and forth, but yet you're not going anywhere. It is in the limbo of life, and yet you achieve nothing and you go nowhere. Stop worries and stop stress. Today when the Brahmana speaks, the Guru, he says, listen to me, King, you're complaining about the deer that you don't have, you've become depressed. Too many people in the world, they're living depressed because they can't see the blessings that they have in the world. They believe that everything that they don't have is a problem. But yet we have so much that we don't see. Start to appreciate the little things. He says, on that day when I went to my Guru, he called every one of us and we sat down and we were learning a message. We were learning Katha. And while we were learning, all of a sudden now, and this is the Guru speaking, so don't get confused, right? I want you to just get in touch with the Katha. A king who's shooting a deer, he's lost. He goes by the Guru. The Guru is about to tell him a little story. The Guru says, one day when I was with my Guru and I was sitting there, all of a sudden now, a king came. I don't want to confuse with the two kings. A king came to my Guru. Forget the first king now. And when he came to my Guru, he says, Gurudev, I've lost my son in the forest. Can you help me, please? I've lost the dearest thing to me. The one child that I have in the world, I've lost him in the forest. And because of that, and because I can't find him, I've lost hope in myself. And I've lost any form of strength that I have. People in the world today, they walk around with a lack of hope. Because we are hoping to get this. I'm hoping to get that. I hope I get the promotion. I hope my son calls me. I hope this happens when I go to the mandir. And when things don't work out the way you hope it to be, you get disappointed. And in a disappointment, depression comes. And in depression, sickness comes. And ill health and many bad things. A beautiful bhajan says that when you think you've lost hope, get up on the inside. Wake up your energies on the inside. And know that there's always somebody worse than you. And know that God has put you in a position for some reason. So wake up and think about it. Maybe you're not doing something that you were supposed to do. Bhajan says, Ye jeevan bheet jayega, tujhe rona nahi hoga. When things don't go the way you want it to go, don't lose hope. Don't feel disappointed. Don't become depressed. But wake up on the inside and fight and work hard for what you want. Bharosa kar to Ishwar par tujhe roka nahi hoga. Bharosa kar tu Ishwar par tujhe dhoka नहीं होगा. ये जीवन बीता जाएगा. ये जीवन बीता जाएगा. तुझे रोना नहीं. कभी सुख है कभी दुख है. ये जीवन धूप छाया है. अरे everybody बोलो. कभी सुख है कभी दुख है, ये जीवन धूप छाया है, हंसी में ही बीता डालो, हंसी में ही बिता डालो, बिताने ही यही माया है। जो सुख आवे तो हंस देना, जो दुख आवे तो सह लेना। अरे जो सुख आवे तो हंस देना, जो दुख आवे तो सह लेना, न कहना कुछ कभी जग से, न कहना कुछ कभी जग से, प्रभु से ही तू सह देना। Shiva Bihari Lala ki. When the king came to the gurus who were sitting there in that circle, the king came and he said, you know what? He said, today, Gurudev, I've lost my son in the forest. Is there anybody who could tell me where my son has gone? I'm searching for my son and I can't find him. He has come within the depths of this forest, so I thought he came to the ashram. The guru sat down, and this is where this thin, tall Swami is telling. He says, the guru closed his eyes, and after closing his eyes, he says, oh, Raja, I have a problem. Your son will never come back to you. He says, what? I will go to the end of the earth if I must, but I want to find my son. I have hope and I'm holding on to the hope that I will find him. And the Guru says, well, from this moment, as long as you say you have that hope, that will be a problem to you. Change your words and it will manifest. Do not say, I hope, because when you lose hope and things don't go the way you want it to go, you are disappointed, and in a disappointment, you destroy yourself. Instead, say, I wish to find my son. Please help me. And he stopped to think about it and he says, true. I wish to find my son. But where is my son? And the Guru says, from the divine vision, he says, your son, he has been cursed and shrapped to be lost. And it's hard to find him. You see, a son was walking through the forest and he saw a guru doing devotion, and the guru opened his eyes and he says, son, I'm thirsty, can you bring water for me? And the son, he was just concerned about running away. He says, sorry Gurudev, I can't bring the water. And he started to run, and the guru became angry. When the gurus call us, we must be there. I grew up knowing that when the Pandit call you, you find yourself there. The Pandits will call and say probably they need something in the mandir. Maybe they need you to sweep a little bit. Maybe they need you to clean up something. Maybe wipe the walls or wipe something. Long ago, I grew up with the quality of knowing that when the Guru calls you, when the Pandits call you, you go there, you be there. When they ask and they want or they need something, of course use discretion. But when they would have asked, like when my Guru would have asked, he would have called and said, son, listen, we needed to get some paint to paint the wall. It's really bad. In the mandir, all the devotees pray and it's bad. Can you supply it? And if you can, yes. You use your mind, you use your logic. But at the same time, when the Gurus would have called long ago, you had to drop everything and at that point serve them. Because as a devotee in the world, when you make the preceptors happy, in turn, your life changes for success. We grew up learning, and I grew up learning, that when the Guru speaks, you stay quiet and you listen. You never answer back the Guru. Nowadays, children answer back the Guru. Nowadays, people in today's world, they answer back the elders and the Gurus. You couldn't say anything. You were scared of the Pandits long ago, not so? One of the reasons why I'm a Pandit today, it is because when I was sitting for my Guru Diksha, the Pandit had put the sweet rice on the bedi, and the sweet rice was falling off the bedi. And I said, Guruji, why did you put it there for? Why didn't you? He said, shh. Who's the Pandit, me or you? I said, wait, boy. You can't ask nothing. And then after about 10 minutes in the puja, the sweet rice fall onto the ground, and I'm thinking, but this is parasad for God. Why is it in the ground? But Guruji, why did you... Listen, you want to stand up there? You want to stay here? And I started to cry. And I said to my dad, you know what? One day, I want to come back and tell this Guru why he should have put the sweet rice here and not there. That was my motivation. Simple. Because you need to know what you do and why. But we grew up learning that you never even answer back the Guru. Otherwise, the devatas will turn against you. And then for spite, when you do something wrong, people come and tell you, when the Pandit come, he go take you and carry you home. So you get frightened now, because when the Pandit reads, today, Bhaktas, it is said when the Guru spoke, he says, your son, he disrespected our Guru, and the Guru cursed him to never find his way out of the forest. From the first king that is waiting for his son and cannot find his son, and to the other king who is now standing there because he's looking for the deer that he shoot and he never find. The Guru is saying, you're looking for a deer. Your life is set. You have everything that you want. You're going back to a palace. You're going back to your family. You're going back to wealth and money. And you're depressed and you're down because you couldn't get a deer. There's a king outside there looking for his own son. When you think things are bad with you, somebody else has it worse than you. And he started to think and wonder now. And with loss of hope and thought in his mind, he then guarded his mind. And he says, you know what? Probably you're right. Maybe I need to be contented. Maybe I need to understand a little more. And he walked in a little more and he sat down by the Havan Puja. And when he sat there, he was about to perform Havan. And he says, which Ishta Devata, which God should I take in mind? And they started to teach him now. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari Nath Narayan Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Bolo Hare. Make sure when you sing tonight, you're not singing like you're run out of hope. We talk whole night about hope here. Gajananda Swami ki Shri Krishna Govinda He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Now tonight, with this final bhajan, I know many people love this bhajan. We would have sung it before. But I want to remind you, it is one that speaks about being simple and being humble, because that is the way to the world and to achieve anything. Don't live with expectations because you'll be disappointed. Live life every day, and how it comes, it comes. Bhagwan knows best. Bhagwan knows what will be. He will guide you in the right path and right direction. But protect your mind from the hurt of the world, because there are people, remember that there are many people in the world waiting to walk up to you. And very nice. Ram guna gaye ke, Rama guna gaye ke, Ram guna gaye ke, Rama guna gaye ke, Magana bhaya tulasi. For all the devotees who love this bhajan, I'll explain it again because I know you enjoy it. It says the Guru sat down with all his disciples and he was teaching them how to be simple, how to be humble, and how to be detached. And while he was teaching them, this is how it goes. Ram guna gaye ke, Rama guna gaye ke, Ram guna gaye ke, Rama guna gaye ke, Magana bhai, Magana bhai, oh Magana bhai tulasi. Ram guna gaye ke, Magana bhai tulasi, Ram guna gaye ke. राजा चले हाथी गोरा पालकी सजाए के राजा चले हाथी गोरा It is said long ago when the kings used to walk on the earth, they will sit in their chariots and they will hold the reins to the horses and they will be big because they are kings. And while they're on the chariot riding, they will look at the man on the walkway and who's walking on the side of the road. And they will laugh at him and say, look at him. He can't be big like me. He's a fool. He doesn't have anything. But you know something? While the king thinking that they are big because they have a chariot, the people who are walking on the road, listen. राजा चली हाथी गोरा पलकी सजाए के, राजा चली हाथी गोरा पलकी सजाए के, सर चले भूया भूया, सारे चले भूया भूया, चुनती बचाए के। मगन भय आ मगन भय हो मगन भय तुलसी, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी, राम गुण गाय के। The man who walks on the road, he looks at the king and he says, look at you. You have to have horses pulling you and you think you're big? God bless me with my feet, and just as you will leave here and reach there, I will walk from here and I will reach there also. Not because you have horses and a chariot means that you're better than me. I am simple and I prefer the stroll and the walk. राजा सोहे महल महला कमरी बचा के, राजा सोहे महल महला। राजा सोहे महल महला कमरी बचाए के, साधु चले भूया भूया, साधु चले भूया भूया, लिखनी बचाए के। मगन भय आ मगन भय हो मगन भय तुलसी, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी, राम गुण गाय के। It says when the kings go in their mahal, Raja sohe mahal do mahala, kamari bachai ke. When the kings go in their big palace and they lie down in their big kamra, the big room, they lie down to sleep. But you know what? Like they say, money could buy the bed, but money can't buy sleep. They lie down and they have everything, but they're frustrated. They have so much responsibilities, they can't even sleep peacefully. But according to the man of the road, sadhu chale bhuya bhuya, sadhu chale bhuya bhuya, amrit chale bachai ke. A man of the road may not even have a house, but he go walk on the road, and when night fall, wherever he stops, he go on that tree and he go lie down and he say, you know what? Well, Prabhu, thank you for the blanket of the stars. Thank you for the beauty of the sky. Thank you for the nice cool wind. You know what, Prabhu? Thank you for what I have. I don't need a mahal. I need the simplest things and I will be happy. राजा काई पूरी कचौरू लड़की मंगाए के, राजा काई पूरी कचौरी। राजा काई पूरी कचौरू लड़की मंगाए के, साधु काई सुखी सत्व, साधु काई सुखी सत्व, पुनिया मलाई के। It says that when the kings would sit down to eat, their table will be filled with anything you can think about. You all recognize anything I said just now? राजा काई पूरी कचौरी लड्डू की मंगाए के. Oh, you all recognize it? Puri, the type of roti. Kachori, you all know it's kachori? Anybody make kachori tonight? Laddu ki mangai ke. And laddu, when the king sit down to eat, the table is filled with anything you can think about. But you know what? They do not put God first. So anything that comes, they're ready to eat. A simple man puts God first. So when he sits to eat or wherever he goes, he may not have proper food. Sadhu kai sukhi satwa punya malaike. If he finds a grain on the ground, if he gets a fruit, one fruit on a tree, he holds it. Prabhu, Shri Krishna Arpanam. Simple man thinks of God. And people of the world who are not simple, you forget God and you dive into life. And when problem hits you, then you say, oh God. राजा काए पूरी कचौरू लड़की मंगाए के. साधु काए सुखी सत्वा, सर काए सुखी सत्वा, पुनिया मलाई के. मगन भय आ मगन भय ओ मगन भय तुलसी राम गुण गा के मगन भय तुलसी राम गुण गा के 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 मगन भय आ मगन भय ओ मगन भय तुलसी राम गुण गा के मगन भय तुलसी राम गुण गा राम गुण गा के 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 वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. It pays off to be simple and humble in the world. And remember, humble and simple doesn't mean you give up everything you have. It means, being a foundation for prayer and worship to the devatas. To all those who came tonight, to those who have been coming every night, you're creating that foundation in your life. And that is what is going to take you to the heights of the universe, so that one day Bhagwan comes to you and you'll be prepared and ready to say, Prabhu, when I come to you, I'm not prepared to come back in this world, but to merge with you and enjoy the eternity of the heavens and the skies. Shri Mahapati Mahadeva ki. This is how we end our message. Before we go into the arti, I'm not sure, Mr. Bansingh, you want to say a few words? So we invite Mr. Bansingh to come forward.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Shriman Vyas. Give him a big round of applause. As I sit here, such a handsome looking Pandit we have here today with us. And I listened to everything he said very carefully. So devotees, once again, on behalf of the Shiva Ganesh Mandir, I extend a very warm and hearty welcome to each and every one of you. And we come to an end Sunday morning. This year would come to an end on Sunday morning. We still have tomorrow night left. And then Sunday morning, we say farewell to Panditji, and he will be back again sometime. Today I was slaughter here, and I must thank each and every one of you for making it possible to be in this. I won't take much of your time, because I like to talk a lot, so I will try to cut it short. I have been here in this mandir for over 29 years, and I always try my best, and many of the devotees that is here with us. But one thing I can tell you, I try my best, I never make a mess, right? I shall never make a mess, and I'll keep it up like this, for how long? Okay, so from Sunday the 15th of October to Monday the 23rd of October, we'll be having a 9 nights Devi Yaga. And this Yaga will perform by Pandit Neil Prasad of Trinidad, but now I understand he lives in Florida, right? So he lives in Florida. That is from Monday the 23rd of October to 15th of October to 23rd of October. It will be I think it's a 9 nights or something. Yeah, Navratri period. Starting from Monday the 27th of November to the 3rd of December, we'll be having also, I always try my best to bring the best. So we'll be having direct to you from Trinidad and Tobago. Pandit Sunil Sitahal Maharaj of Trinidad and Tobago will be performing the 7 nights Gyan Yaga. I spoke to him quite a couple of times already, and he's all planned, and he's looking forward coming to Canada, because I think it's the first time that he will be doing a Yaga in Toronto, in Canada. So, we all waiting on his arrival. And that's all, Panditji. Must give the Kirtan group a big round of applause. Our Vice President Roy Prasad is here, and all our beautiful Kirtan singers that really support this mandir from since 1995 to now. And I'm quite sure we're doing a good job. That's why we keep this mandir going all the time. And I must thank Bhagwan Krishna for giving us the blessings, for doing what we is doing, and and without your support and your help, we could not have done something like this. You all help, and we contribute together in this mandir. So thank each and every one of you. Thank our slaughter. Thank you, Panditji. You're doing a wonderful job. I hope to see you again sometime, and the Kirtan group and each and everyone. Thank you, and Sitaram.
At this time, let us all stand as we join in final arti. आरती कुंज विहारी की श्री गिरिधरा कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज विहारी की श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। आरती कुंज विहारी की श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। गले में वैजंती माला माला बजावे मुरली मधुर बाला बाला। रवन में कुंडल जल काला काला। नंद के अनंत के आनंद कंदन मोहन ब्रिज चंद्र राधिका नमन विहारी के गिरिधर राधे। हरी गगन सम अंग कांति काली काली। राधिका चमक रही आली आली। रतन में कर दे वन माली माली। ब्रह्म से अलग कसूरी तिलक चंद से झलक ललित छवि श्यामा प्यारे की गिरिधर बोले। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय राधा रमण हरि बोल। राधा रमण हरि बोल। जय 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 राधा रमण हरि बोल। हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 वासुदेवाय 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 वासुदेवाय। ईशपतिशा जगन्निवासा जगदुधारा नमः शिवाय। जगदुधारा गिरिजारमणा कैलाशवासनाथ नमः शिवाय। ईशपतिशा जगन्निवास जगदोधारा नमः शिवाय। ईशपतिशा जगन्निवास जगदोधारा नमः शिवाय। जगदोधारा गिरिजारमणा जगदोधारा गिरिजारमणा कैलाशवासनाथ नमः शिवाय। कैलाशवासनाथ नमः शिवाय। ईशपतिशा जगन्निवास जगदोधारा नमः शिवाय। जगदोधारा नमः शिवाय, जगदोधारा नमः शिवाय, नमः शिवाय ओम 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 नमः शिवाय। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम।